Hello, Chiori-chan here, and welcome back to part 3 of how to use the templates plugin. In the last two, I just quickly went over the defaults, or how to use conventions and the themes, how they wrapped and how they utilized. So in this quick one, I'm going to go over finishing how to take this bootstrap template we were working with and break it down to layers. And then quickly demonstrate the includes. So to do this, as you can see, we are working with this. I already did one include level. Here's our bootstrap file. So I'm going to go ahead and you'll see here we have our nav bar example. We got the title up here, which is all included over here. I'm going to go back over to the index here where we created this. Delete these two levels. And we'll go ahead and we're going to refresh the local host. And as you can see, now my paragraph is being directly inserted under the container. Now I apologize for some of the ways the server can make source code look nasty. I am in the process of developing a post processor that will actually minimize HTML tag code down to a nice clean, first off to save a little bit of bandwidth, as well as possibly something that will auto indent really nice for viewing. It's all stuff that's currently in the works, but for now it might look a little dirty, but in a lot of cases the code is what the code is. So we'll go ahead and we'll switch back to the bootstrap file, and we're going to separate this down to another level. So as you noticed right here, we have a container. Well, something that Bootstrap has is the ability to do like side menus. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and create, oh, I cannot type today. I'm going to go ahead and create a second, actually something's not right up here. I'm going to go ahead and create a second level. There we go. Look at that. I hate when stuff like that happens. We'll go ahead and create another level of div containers. And we will insert, let's put the menu on the left. We'll put our page data here. And then you'll notice here, I believe, if you look at their grid system, they have what's called these columns. So on this here, we can write class col mid. Of course, this is all stuff you can learn. It goes up to 12, so I'm going to go ahead and just put in an 8 here, and we'll refresh again. And you'll now notice that the code is actually being pushed over here on the right. Reason being is because I created these columns. I can actually even shrink that down some. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and just, for the simplicity of this example, I'm going to put, say, I'm a sidebar. Now this is something that might actually change from template to template. One template, you're going to want to have your menus, but you might want to have page where one is a full page, another is split with a menu, another has a different menu. This is where the usefulness of views come in. So to make the view work, we're going to go ahead and we're going to insert another HTML comment tag with page data. We're going to switch over to the view, paste in what I just created, go back over to the bootstrap, and then we're going to do @view . There we go. We'll go refresh, and you'll see that nothing has changed. So again, you can go over here to the views. You're like, okay, I want to tweak this. I want to make another view, whatever. So it's actually going to become very handy. Alright, so that pretty much is going to sum up everything you could possibly do with views and themes. I'm sure anybody watching this has already kind of gotten a little bit of a grasp on how this is going to work. Well, something else I will show here is I'm going to use what's an include. Includes are just going to make, it's really just going to make your life a little simpler when it comes to including little subfiles. So we're going to go over here into the includes. Now, of course, this is totally up to you again. And I'm going to create a file called menu.html. I'm going to go insert this paragraph in here, and we're going to include it. Now, conventionally, you would typically just use Groovy to include this file. But I'm going to do something that that is very unique to the server, and that's the ability to include files using HTML comment tags. To do that, you type in include, and you put in the package path. And we'll refresh, and you'll see that the sidebar is still there. Another option is also putting in require, which is very similar to include. The only difference is that it will actually fail. It will actually crash the page if it can't find the file. And then that's basically how the HTML tags work. Now, the reason we did this is because this is actually not a Groovy file. It's not a code file with the ability to include. So just to demonstrate here, this is how traditionally you would actually do it. You could wrap it in a code in a code block. Also, just one thing to remember is it does return whatever include returned, and that was null. That's why you see null there. A quick way, a few different quick ways to resolve that would be to type like a null line on the end. Oh no, there we go. Same line. Oh wait, no, that didn't do it. Oh, here, we'll just, because it returns the last one used, so that's one way to resolve that. I was actually working a while on, I believe, making a void hole. I forgot if I ever was successful at making it. I kind of doubt that I think I remember I had problems implementing it. But the point is it's basically, I had a way of disabling it, but anyways. So, as you should know from the video title, this was for version 9.2.8. I do know there's a couple things I still plan to implement as time goes on. One idea I do have for the server that I plan to implement is also the ability to go inside of a templates file and define default headers and similarly to that. Oh, you know what? There is actually one last small feature I can demonstrate. This was actually kind of a mistaken feature that I didn't intentionally implement. Kind of did it by accident. But apparently, one thing you can actually do is the ability of implementing like API files. So if you go up here, we're going to create this folder. We're going to call this API. We're going to create a new file, and we're going to save it as a default.groovy. So, of course, this has to be a Groovy in order for this to properly work. So what we're going to do is right on the end, we're going to type the word this. And then, just like as in Groovy code, we're going to type in def, which is how you define, and test. And we're going to make it return the word hello world, and let's make it also return the date. Alright, so what we're going to do is go back here, def API equals include. Again, you can also use require to crash if it can't find it. Put in the path. We'll go ahead and refresh. You'll see that there's nothing there, but right down here, I'm going to go ahead and print API.test. As you remember, that was the method name I just created. And there we go. It just printed that method into the code. This is actually a very easy and nice way to actually create almost like a Groovy code class and just simply use it over here. Now I know technically this isn't really a part of the templates plugin, but it's just one of those things I just really don't know how I would include it elsewhere in another video or whatever. It's just one of those really cool things I randomly found. As you would note that putting this on the end of the Groovy file tells the include function to actually return a copy of that legit class back into this variable. So anyways, I'm going to end this here. We're now about 11 minutes, and I want to thank everybody for watching these videos. I believe this should be about the last video in this short series of demonstrating Chiori-chan's web server, and I would like to invite people to try the server out, give it some testing, give some feedback. I know there's a lot of problems still with it, as you can probably see how much stuff I actually ran into, being that this was only about 30 minutes worth of work. And I want to thank everybody for watching these videos and looking over the project. And again, contact me if you have any questions or interest. I am always more than happy to talk to people and discuss possible uses for the server. So I will see everybody around the corner or in the email or wherever. So we'll talk later.